but they were doing additional things that were illegal, such as prostitution. So we had 21 arrests. There's some interesting facts about this. All 21 of these ladies are not only Asian, but they're from the Republic of China, a communist country. 3 of them are citizens at this time. The rest of them are here on legal work visas. I don't think the federal government had in mind this kind of work when they gave them a work visa, but they're here anyway. We also found it interesting that when we looked at their addresses, one's from Lakeland, but many of them move around the country. So they're sitting here for a while. One lady said she came from a small town in Oklahoma. One's from New York City. But all of them are from China. It makes you wonder. The oldest is 64 years of age that we arrested. The youngest was 31 years of age. 8 of them claim to have been married. All of these Asian ladies or Chinese ladies, by their own admission, were at Asian massage parlors. And we have to show you some of the more bizarre events. I'll start out with the most bizarre. And as I pronounce their names, understand I'm born and raised in Polk County, Florida, and these names are from the Republic of China, okay? So I'm just saying. So we don't know if her name is Hing-Ya, Hung, or Jinx Hung, or whatever, but this is who she is. We'll give you the appropriate spelling, and you give it your best shot. She's 60 years of age. I'm sorry, she's 37 years of age. She charged $60 for a massage. Now, this was supposed to be a legitimate massage. My undercover agents asked only for a regular legal massage. But she started upcharging and inappropriately handling, in fact, tried to have full sex with this undercover detective, to the point that he had to push her off and start to get up to leave. She was extremely aggressive, at which point she grabbed him, tried to get him to sit back down. She stood in front of the door so he couldn't leave, and then she tried to hold him down. Now understand, they said this was really interesting because this is a big man, undercover detective, and she, they said, might have been 5 foot tall. She wasn't as big as a popcorn fart, and she was trying to hold this man down. So anyway, she obviously not only got arrested for prostitution, but a litany of other charges that included battery. Then there's Yan Lu. She's from Winter Garden. I neglected to say that Mrs. Hong here was from East Valley, California. So here's one from California. Yan Lu is 64 years of age. She was from Winter Garden. She was paid $60 for 45 minutes of sex. She left the room and she came back with a condom. Now, this was not in a commercial package, but it was wrapped up in like paper, you know, maybe used, okay, and tried to have sex with the undercover. And the undercover she upcharged $290 for a total of $350. She was very, very aggressive. He said, I didn't say one word about illegal massages, happy endings, nothing. And she was aggressive to the point that she actually tried to have sex with him. She got arrested, as you can imagine, for a litany of charges. Then there's Rufin Ren. She was also 64, but she goes by the alias of Susan. She's from Flushing, New York. She wanted $80 for a 1-hour massage. 30 minutes into the massage, all of a sudden she comes out with this exotic oil and starts massaging the undercover with oil. She turns the lights down, and then she started massaging him in areas that constitutes illegal conduct. She was arrested. But during this time, the undercover would say, no, 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 just a massage, just a massage. So on 3 different occasions, she continued to try to come back and upcharge him to engage in sex. So that got her arrested as well. Then there's Jin Fing Mu. She's 59. She's from Lakeland. She's a U.S. citizen. It was to be a 1-hour massage for $70. She made the statement to the undercover that she travels between New York and Florida. So apparently all of these ladies are on a circuit. They don't stay here for any lengthy period of time. And she then wanted to add $20 for a happy ending for the massage. What's interesting about Jin Fin Mu is that in 2023, December 2023, less than a year ago, she was arrested here by us for the same exact thing in another audit. So these investigations are still underway, and the message is clear that if you do illegal conduct in what is otherwise a legal business, you will be arrested. And I caution customers of going to these kinds of establishments, okay? Now listen, I'm cautioning customers that go to these kinds of establishments. No, we're not going to do one of these craft operations, but maybe somebody's videotaping you. Maybe somebody's giving you the opportunity to violate the law. I don't want you to get in trouble. So if something happens later on, I can always say, duh, I tried to warn you. Stay out of these places. And for those that have the proclivity to illegally operate in what's otherwise a legal massage business, you too will go to jail, because we continuously audit these to make sure that they are complying with the law. Now, the overwhelming majority of the massage parlors that we audit follow the law. And there's new additional regulations that just came into being, where you have to keep a record of who you do a massage for, information on your customers, and information on who does the massage. We're going back and filing those regulatory charges after the undercover investigation, because we found they did not comply with any of the laws. So, a word to the wise. If you don't want to get arrested and have your picture up here on a skin so soft bulletin board, don't do it. And this is the ladies that's doing it, because it was an undercover operation with our detectives. Next time, it can be the customers. Any questions?
Sheriff, you used phrases like they were on a circuit, they're sent here for a while. Who is behind that?
We don't know, but the investigation is ongoing. And it's clear that I don't know what I don't know yet, but our detectives, who are simply the very best in the business, will figure it out. But in the meantime, I tell folks, if you don't want to go to jail, stay out of Polk County with your crime. Otherwise, you'll go to jail.
And I know in the press release, I think a couple of them said they were owners of the spas.
Right.
Is that, do you believe them that when they say that the owners of the spa, who, like, locally, who owns them?
Well, that's under investigation as well, and we're not releasing everything that we know at this point in time in the investigation, but when they say they own the spa, obviously that even puts them in a more precarious legal position.
Sheriff, are you looking into human trafficking?
Sure, well, that's always first and foremost, and that is, we audit these massage parlors to make sure they comply with the law, but that is a secondary concern. And of course, none of these talked about human trafficking. They all talked about that this was, they were here legally engaged in prostitution activity. Some of them confessed, some of them made admissions, but that is a significant concern. And as you know, we're always looking out for the victims of human trafficking. But, you know, it doesn't take a great detective to figure out everybody's Asian, everybody's from China. I mean, there's not another Asian country represented here according to these ladies. So I often wonder, why do you have people from communist China here on legal work visas where they can infiltrate such areas?
So, Sheriff, can they get their work visas revoked, or what can happen with that now?
We will work with the federal government and attempt to revoke the visas if that is possible. Yes, absolutely. We want them back in their home country if they're not citizens of the United States. You come here, even legally, you come here, you violate the law, should have lost our trust at the federal level, and you should be returned to your home country. Now, whether the federal government will do that, I don't know. Under the current administration, we can't even get them to stop illegal people from coming here. And these folks, from all appearances, came here with legal documents, which is a step up from what we've seen.
Sheriff, years ago in Hillsborough County, along Kennedy Boulevard, they had the same problem over there. And they shut them all down completely.
Right.
Do you feel like they may have moved over a county, like we'll open up here? Or?
No, this is not a residual effect from that. This is certainly people that have come here. Obviously, we believe they're on a circuit. We believe they either individually, on their own, move from area to area as the heat turns up on them, or maybe there's a more organized structure, but our investigation will tell us that. My message is, if you don't want to go to jail, don't do it. My message is also to potential customers, if you're going there, and they were very comfortable and engaged in this conduct without any prompting from the undercover, so we know there are people going there. Hey, your picture can be up on the next board too, but it's a choice. And if it's up there, I don't want to hear any whining and complaining, because I stood here and gave you a warning today.
There's 12. That seems like a lot of different businesses.
Certainly there's 12 this time, and this is just a 2-day operation. But we audit periodically, and of course there's no system or pattern or practice to when we do it, because we want to make sure that they follow the law all the time. But as I've said before, I'll say again,